Good morning. I'm Lee Hammond, President of AARP, and I'd like to thank Chairman Pomeroy and Ranking Member Johnson for holding this important hearing. AARP greatly appreciates the opportunity to appear before the committee to commemorate and to celebrate Social Security's 75th anniversary and to discuss our thoughts on the important role Social Security plays in the lives of tens of millions of Americans. It may serve us well to remember that what a different America the sun rose over on the morning of August 14th, 1935. In the words of President Roosevelt, 1/3 of the nation was ill-housed, ill-clad, and ill-nourished. Suffering the most on that August morning were our nation's elderly. Nearly half of our older people at that time lived in poverty. Again, in the words of President Roosevelt, men and women who were too old and infirm to work either depended on those who had little to share or spent their remaining years within the walls of a poorhouse. But the winds of change would blow across America at approximately 3:30 that August afternoon when President Roosevelt signed the Social Security Act. On that historic day, with the help of Congress, President Roosevelt began what is arguably the most successful social program in the history of our great nation. Since that day, Social Security has become no less than a bedrock of economic security for countless working Americans and their families. The program is indeed more necessary now than ever, and will be even more necessary tomorrow than it is today. Many Americans believe we need to reduce the deficit so we don't saddle our children and grandchildren with debt that will undermine their health and economic security. But believe me, older Americans, including our members, understand that Social Security did not cause the deficit, and they strongly oppose cutting Social Security benefits to reduce it. In just 6 weeks, over 433,000 people have signed AARP petitions opposing cuts in the Social Security to reduce the deficit. And according to an AARP bulletin survey taken in May 2010, 81% of adults of all ages surveyed, those 18 and over, don't want Congress to cut Social Security to reduce the federal deficit. 71% say they're strongly opposed. It is simply impossible to overestimate the magnitude of the average benefit for retired women was even less, $983 a month, which comes to less than $12,000 a year. Social Security has been running a surplus and has not contributed one dime to our nation's current deficit, because the program cannot spend more than it collects through payroll taxes, the taxation of benefits, and the assets in the trust fund. In fact, for years, Social Security surpluses have masked the true size of the federal deficit. Let me be clear. AARP will fight to ensure that the budget gap is not closed by unfairly targeting cuts in Social Security benefits that today's seniors and future generations have earned over a lifetime of hard work. The strength of Social Security for future generations is, in fact, an issue of very serious concern to our members. They've seen traditional benefits of retirement income, such as defined benefit pensions, savings, and home equity, crumbling like the houses of cards built over the years. Future generations of workers will bear more of the market risks associated with investing their retirement income. Lower income workers in particular are likely to become increasingly reliant on Social Security. So for AARP, ensuring our children, grandchildren, and those who follow are guaranteed adequate financial resources when they retire is critical to finding a fair solution for strengthening Social Security. The promise of Social Security endured for 75 years. It's a promise that I believe embodies our deepest values as Americans, our obligations to one another, our obligations between generations. Can the present system be strengthened to ensure Social Security's promise for future generations? Of course it can. AARP is committed to working with both political parties to help ensure that Social Security remains strong. Let's work together and focus on finding bipartisan and workable solutions to Social Security's long-range solvency problems. Thank you.